board. Nobody do something horrible because we're recording now. I'm sure the people who are gone are going to want to know what happened. Okay. So I am going to say your name out loud and you're going to tell me what your number was. Ethan, you're first.
16.
Okay.
Was that the warm-up?
Yeah, the warm-up was just writing down the number of doors. Now we're doing notes. I just needed a place to write that number down. And it adds another warm-up in, that's fine. All right, Ethan said 16. Adanya?
9.
9. Everybody write down these numbers. We're using them today. Dustin?
13.
Wait, was that Justin that just went?
Yeah, did you say my name or Dustin?
I said Dustin, but that's fine.
Oh.
I'll just get, I'll just not get you later. So Dustin, what was yours?
12.
12. Jordan?
12.
Megan?
21.
Wow. Malachi?
27.
Wow. Malachi, is your house just doors?
Every room basically has like a spot for a door, but they don't have doors on them.
Got it. Kaylee?
19.
Morgan? 6?
26.
26. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 so far. Michaela?
22.
Okay. Natalie?
19.
Haley?
19.
Jesselyn?
14.
Caitlin?
10.
Jerry?
18.
Logan?
16.
Jade?
18.
Jason?
15.
Did I get everybody? All right, so make sure you write down these numbers. Okay, so the first step of doing a box and whisker plot is putting all the numbers in order. So I'm gonna do that really quick down here. And it is important that you actually write them out. It helps. Let's see, and then I've got 2 12s, so go ahead and write them out with me. I'm trying to write them small so I can get them all in one big row. Oh, looks like I missed an 18. Okay, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18. All right, I got all 18 of you here. I'm gonna give you a second to make sure that yours looks like mine. Look at your adorable faces. Okay, if you're all done, look at the camera right now and go, hey. Because you didn't even make a face. Most of you didn't even make a face. It's so disappointing. Okay, all right. I got a few faces. I appreciate it, but you know, just a little lackluster, guys. Okay, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna split the data into parts, okay? So I've got 18 numbers here. So the first thing we're gonna find is the median, which is right in the middle. So, and don't cross them off. You're gonna need these. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. I got the median right here. So somebody unmute and tell me what the median should be.
17.
17, you were on top of that. You were ready, Jerry. Jerry, would you like an animal for your participation or an I'm a winner sign?
Am I an animal? No. I'm a winner. That's what I am.
Oh, okay. Not even like a crocodile? Okay, crocodiles are pretty cool. It's fine.
Is his name Billy?
No.
No, that's a big no for me.
Okay, all right. Now notice that I just split this into two here. What if there was just one number in the middle? I would just circle that number and say that's the median. But since there's two numbers that are in the middle, I went halfway between them. If it's ever two numbers that you can't just, obviously you can just look at 16 and 18 and think the middle number is 17. But if it was a number that was like, I don't know, 21 and 485, then maybe you want to add them together and divide by 2 and find the average. Okay, and now we're going to do this again, but we're going to do it the bottom half. So now imagine that the bottom half, we're going to start counting from either side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So this one's called Q1. That's the first quartile. That means the first quarter has gone by, and that's the mark of the first quarter. So this should be like the 25% mark, basically like 25% of people are down here. There's another 25% in here. This is halfway. So this is like 50% right here. And then we're going to find, and this would also be called Q2, by the way, the second quartile. And then we're going to find the halfway point at the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, there. That one's Q3, representing the third quartile. Technically up here is the fourth quartile because that's at 100%. Other numbers that we need to notice is this one, that's the maximum. And this one, which is the minimum. So in your homework, you're going to see that it asks for like a 5-number summary. And the 5-number summary is the minimum, the first quartile, the median, the third quartile, and the maximum. All right, so now we're actually going to make a box and whisker plot. So what you need to do now is you're going to draw a number line on your paper. And you're going to have it start at the lowest and go up to the highest. But you need like every or almost every tick mark on there. So I guess I'll start at 9. I'm going to jump by 2s. So 11, 13, 15. I made this way too long. 17, 19, 21, 23, 25, 27. Okay, now some people do it differently than I do, but I think this is a really easy way to do this. Hold on, I don't know if you're ready. Why don't you digitally raise your hand if you're at the point where I'm at? Here, I'm gonna show you something kind of funny. All the teachers have been decorating their doors for Christmas. And so I went for decorating my door today, and I've got like a wreath that's like hanging off my door off kilter, and like a garland and lights that are being pulled off of it. And then I bought a Grinch glove, and I'm gonna have the Grinch glove like reaching around the side of the door and like yanking all the decorations off the door. And so earlier this weekend, I had gotten my Grinch gloves in the mail, and I was sitting there stuffing it with like paper towels, and like my husband walks in and he's like, no, never mind, it's fine. And I was like, you're not even gonna ask? And he's like, no. And then he just like sighed real deep, like, I do this all the time. And I'm like, I've never stuffed a Grinch glove before, but apparently he thinks that who he married just would do something like that. And maybe I would, I don't know, want to talk about it. Adanya, are you all caught up?
Yes.
Okay, everybody can put their hands down. Okay, so now what you're gonna do is you're gonna put dotted lines through everywhere where there's something significant. So 9, 13, 17. I'm getting these numbers because here's my minimum 9, first quartile was 13, median was 17, 19, and 27. Oh, are you broken now? This thing doesn't work very well. It's like it's getting tired of me. Poor guy. I just went to get a new whiteout, and in the drawer, I was like trying to move things out of the way to find the whiteout. And I was like, yeah, get this box out of the way. Got to find the whiteout. And then I realized I was moving the whiteout box. Okay, so I'm going to put labels on the bottom sides of these dotted lines. I've got, that's not right. This one's Q1. This one's the minimum. Q1, we got the median, Q3, and this one's the max. And then the nice part about doing this is that it perfectly lines up. You're going to draw a box between Q1 and Q3 with a line where the median is. And then you're going to have whiskers that extend out to the max and the minimum. And we need a label, so we'll call this the number of doors in our houses. Which, by the way, is probably not accurate. You know why that this data is probably not accurate? I bet all of you didn't list the same things. For example, physically raise your hand if you counted closet doors. Ooh, see how it's like half of us? Okay, so this data is totally unreliable anyway. But it's still fun to get information. And it doesn't mean that like the ones who counted closet doors were wrong, or the ones who counted didn't do it where we're right. It just, It's just not consistent. Okay, so let's talk about what this means. First of all, this would be the end of the problem. This would be all done now. But this is like the lowest 25%. Is this whisker over here? This right here is the middle 50%. With a line showing where the middle is. And this one is the upper 25%. So it kind of gives you a look. When you look at the data, you can see where most of the data is. And that's what a box and whisker plot is. It's got a box, it's got a line, it's got whiskers. And I like to write it out like this. A lot of people don't write the dotted lines at all. They don't write the labels down here. They just write the box and the whiskers. But I think it's easy to do that because then you can just draw the box. Super simple. Okay, so now what we're going to do is I'm going to show you how to do it in your calculator, or at least how to get the numbers really fast in your calculator. And it's just what we did before, so we're going to try it together. So take out your graphing calculator and you're going to hit Stat, Edit, clear out that L1 list, and then put those numbers in there. And if you do it right, you should be sitting on 19 as an empty spot because you should have 18 numbers in there. Okay, somebody unmute and tell me how I get my information, like my data from this. It's just like we did before. Somebody remind me.
You're gonna press clear. Then you
No,
go back to stat.
I'm gonna hit second quit, not clear.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
Yep, and then go
Then
back
you gotta go to first variable stats. Press enter.
calculate, and so
Yeah.
variable stats, and then what?
Enter.
Enter. Or if you're not in L1, you're gonna have to enter like L whatever it is. And there's all that stuff that we're used to, the mean, the standard deviation. But if
So
you,
where did you get the numbers from to put it in the calculator? Like what numbers are you using?
I use that top list, but really you could have used this list or this list to put them in there. Is that what you're asking me?
Yeah.
Yeah, doesn't really matter which one you use. So then I'm gonna scroll down on my calculator. You guys see how it says my minimum is 9, my Q1 is 13, my median is 17, Q3 is 19, and my max is 27? Okay, so I could have just put these numbers into my calculator and it would have spit out all 5 numbers I needed. So your homework that we're adding to yesterday, so here was yesterday's assignment, and we're gonna check these both in tomorrow, and there's gonna be a Dropbox tomorrow for them together. So here was it 29 to 32? Probably, I think so. And then today you're adding page 110, numbers 25 through 27. All right. I'm going to warn you right now, you have to do one of these by hand. That means one of them, I want to see you actually writing it out, finding the median, finding the first quartile, finding the third quartile without the use of a calculator. So let's take a look really quick at those problems. And I don't care which one you do by hand, but I bet you care. So if you look at that 110, I mean, I'm sure there are kids out there who are like, I like a challenge and I would love to do a really hard one. But there's 25 through 27. So you choose, do you want to do that first one by hand? Do you want to do that second one by hand? Do you want to do that third one by hand? Your choice. Everybody understand? Any questions for me?